Jai Hind. Welcome to GS NEXUS Current Affairs series. In today's session, we'll focus on the idea, issues, and dynamics of the gig economy. Beginning with the news, India's gig and platform workforce is projected to reach approximately 62 million by 2047, accounting for nearly 15% of the country's total non-agricultural workforce, according to a recent study by the Vivigri National Labour Institute, a think tank under the Labour Ministry. Let's now know the concept of gig economy. The gig economy refers to a labour market where freelance, temporary or contract-based jobs are prevalent instead of permanent employment. Gig workers typically find work through digital platforms such as Uber, Zomato, Swiggy, Urban Economy, etc. According to the Niti Aayog Report 2022, gig workers are categorized into two types. First, platform workers who use digital platforms for work, and second, non-platform workers who take up casual or freelance jobs without the involvement of online platforms. Moving forward to the challenges that gig workers commonly face. First, lack of job security. Gig workers are hired on a temporary or task-based basis with no assurance of consistent or long-term employment. Second is absence of social security benefits. Most lack access to benefits like health insurance, provident fund, maternity leave, or pensions. Third, unregulated working conditions. No standard working hours leading to overwork, especially in high-demand sectors like delivery or ride-sharing. Fourth, low and unstable income. Earnings often fluctuate depending on demand, platform algorithms, or seasonal changes, making income unpredictable. Lack of grievance redressal. Workers have limited channel to raise complaints or disputes with platforms regarding payments or unfair treatment. Sixth is occupational risks without protection. Delivery riders, drivers, and service workers face accidents, harassment, and health hazards without adequate safety nets. Seventh, exclusion from formal labor codes. Current labor codes often do not clearly recognize gig workers, leaving them outside the scope of formal protections. In response to these challenges, government has launched various initiatives, such as Social Security Code 2020. This defines gig and platform workers for the first time in Indian law. It enables the central and state governments to formulate schemes for life and disability cover, health and maternity benefits, old age protection and provident fund, skill upgradation and education. Second is e-Shram portal, which was launched in 2021. National database for unorganized workers including gig workers, which gives coverage under Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Another initiative is Rajasthan Platform-Based Gig Workers Registration and Welfare Act 2023. It is first of its kind in India, providing for mandatory registration of gig workers and platforms. It also establishes a welfare board and mandates contribution for aggregators. Another initiative is Niti Aayog Report on Gig Economy 2022. It encouraged tripartite partnerships between government, platforms, and workers. In this regard, let's now know some important constitutional provisions. There is no direct mention of gig workers in the Indian Constitution. However, several constitutional provisions provide a foundational legal framework to protect and empower gig and platform-based workers, particularly under the directive principle of state policy and fundamental rights. Some of them are Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty, which was interpreted broadly by the Supreme Court to include right to livelihood, safe working conditions, and dignity at work. Article 38. This mandates the state to secure a social order for the promotion of welfare of the people, especially by minimizing inequalities in income and status. Article 39A. Right to adequate means of livelihood for all citizens. Article 39E. This provides protection of workers from economic exploitation. Article 42. This provision is for just and human condition of work and maternity relief. Article 43. This provides for the promotion of living wages and decent standard of life for all workers, including those in the informal sector. Now, coming to some additional facts. Earlier, the Unorganized Workers Social Security Act 2008 marked a significant initiative in acknowledging the rights and needs of India's vast informal workforce. However, its limited scope, non-mandatory provisions, and weak implementation mechanisms hindered its effectiveness. To address these shortcomings and streamline social welfare for all categories of workers, including gig, platform, and unorganized social sectors, the Act was eventually repealed and subsumed under the more comprehensive Code on Social Security 2020. This new code aimed to consolidate multiple existing labor laws, offering a unified and robust framework for extending social security benefits across the workforce spectrum. That's all for today. For more such videos, stay connected with GS Nexus and subscribe the channel.